The rain outside Maple Hollow's Main Street tapped softly against the fogged windows of Riley's Antiques. The bell above the door jingled as Hannah Cole, 28, stepped inside, shaking off her umbrella. She was new to town, new job, new apartment, new everything, and needed something to make the space feel less empty. The smell of old wood and dust clung to the air. Behind the counter, Mr. Riley, a frail man with trembling hands, smiled without showing his teeth. "Looking for anything special?" he asked. "Something with character," she said, glancing through furniture and porcelain figures. Then her eyes caught it. A tall, ornate mirror, leaning against the far wall. Its golden frame was cracked at one corner, vines and eyes etched into its border. "How much for that one?" Mr. Riley's smile faltered. "That mirror's not for sale. Just came in today." But when she reached into her bag, offering double, he hesitated, then sighed. "Fine. Just don't stare too long." Hannah laughed, thinking it was a joke. Her new apartment smelled of paint and quiet. She placed a mirror in the hallway, facing the kitchen. When she looked into it, the glass rippled faintly, as if breathing. That night, as she brushed her teeth, movement flashed in the mirror behind her. A figure, someone standing in her living room. She spun around. Empty. Her reflection, however, was delayed, a heartbeat slower. The light above flickered. She told herself she was tired. It was just the lighting. But the next morning, when she glanced again, the mirror showed her neighbor Mrs. Harlow, the elderly woman across the hall, standing still, eyes wide, mouth open in a silent scream. Then it faded, leaving only Hannah's reflection. That afternoon, Mrs. Harlow was found dead. Cardiac arrest, they said. Hannah didn't sleep that night. 2 nights later, Hannah invited her coworker Eli over for dinner. She wanted company, someone to tell her she wasn't crazy. "Probably stress," Eli said, sipping wine. "Mirrors can play tricks on your mind. You move, light bends, boom, ghost." Hannah managed a laugh. "Maybe." But when Eli leaned toward the mirror to adjust his hair, the reflection showed something else. His eyes turned black. Blood trickled from his nose. And behind him, an indistinct shadow stood, watching. Eli jerked away, startled. "Did you see that?" Hannah nodded slowly. They both stared again. The mirror was normal. Empty. A few hours later, on his drive home, Eli's car swerved off a bridge. Drowned before help arrived. Hannah smashed a glass against the wall and screamed. The mirror's surface shimmered like water, pulsing with faint whispers. The next morning, Hannah returned to Riley's Antiques. The shop was closed. The windows were dark. A handwritten note, "Store closed, until further notice." She pressed her hands against the glass. Behind the locked door, she saw movement, the faint outline of Mr. Riley. But when she blinked, he was gone. The interior was completely empty. She checked online, no records of Riley's Antiques ever existing in Maple Hollow. That night, desperate, she searched the mirror's frame for clues. Etched in tiny script, along the bottom edge. Speculum mortis, mirror of death. She scrolled through ancient forums, archived news stories, tales from as far back as 1890. Each ended the same way. The mirror showed a victim's reflection before their death. And the final image it ever revealed was always the owner's own face. At 3 a.m., a knock on her door. She froze. When she peeked through the peephole, no one. But a voice whispered through the hallway, "Don't look again." She backed away slowly. The mirror was humming now, its surface rippling with faint light. Her reflection was gone. Instead, it showed her best friend Claire, smiling, unaware, alive. "For now." "Claire," she whispered, grabbing her phone. She called, no answer. She called again. On the third ring, a car horn blared on the other end, followed by shattering glass and a scream. The call dropped. Her own voice echoed faintly from the mirror. "Don't look again." Detective Marcus Hale arrived days later, investigating the chain of bizarre deaths connected by one common thread: Hannah. Her apartment was cold, curtains drawn, lights flickering. He found the mirror still standing. "Miss Cole?" No answer. He approached cautiously. In the reflection, he saw her, standing right behind him. He spun around. Empty. Her voice echoed faintly from the glass. "It doesn't show reflections, it shows endings." Then the mirror shimmered, and his own face appeared, pale, lifeless, eyes open and still. When they found Hannah's body, she was sitting in front of the mirror, motionless, eyes open in shock. The coroner ruled it as cardiac arrest. But the mirror's surface was no longer clear, it was blackened, like smoked glass. The building was sealed off, her belongings taken for evidence. Weeks later, the mirror disappeared from police storage. Months passed. Then one quiet evening, a new antique store opened 3 towns away. In the corner, under dim light, stood an old, gold-framed mirror. The shopkeeper dusted it off, unaware of the faint inscription still visible at its base. Speculum mortis. As the bell above the door jingled, a young couple entered, laughing softly. "Let's look around," the woman said. Her reflection smiled back. But her partners didn't.